And welcome to In-Game Chat for Saturday, August the 24th, 2019. It is Season 13, Episode 31. I'm Scott.
I'm RJ.
I'm Nathan.
And I'm Matt.
There we go. Got a full house in here today
Wobbity-wub.
that we haven't had in a while, actually. So, good to see everybody here. Especially given that we're not going to be doing a show next week, so good to have all of us here for this one. If you want to get in touch with us, our phone number is 334-272-9228, 334-272-9228. Check out ingamechat.net for all the links to get in touch with us. You can find us on Twitter at ingamechat. You can find us on Facebook, same way. You can email us, everyone, at ingamechat.net. We're streaming on Twitch. Go to twitch.tv. In the search bar, type in Game Chat. It's not the letter N. It is the word I-N, and then game, and then chat, and you will find us, and you can watch us live while we broadcast. And with that, I guess we're all here, and we're going to do our little show for the 574th time. It was interesting.
Give or take.
Yeah, it was interesting. I had I went ahead on Steam and purchased the Destiny 2 expansion, Shadowkeep.
Yeah.
You know, because that's where I'm going to be playing it. So I went ahead and purchased it on Steam along with another game, which I'll talk about because I played it. Islanders, I think is what it's called.
Just a cup.
I had it set up.
There.
And
Oh,
now
it's kind of
Crooked.
far.
now it's crooked.
We'll fix it during break.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, there we go.
Welcome back, Matt.
Hey, yeah.
I had it all set, Matt. I mean, everybody on the radio is thinking, why are they stopped talking? No, Matt decided to grab one of the cameras, which we had already had set up and positioned, and Matt decided that, no, I don't like that, I will change it.
Yeah.
But it was all set and ready to go. Basically, what I'm trying to do is, because you guys are so close together, I'm trying to keep
Okay.
everybody in their own frame.
And he's still adjusting.
And he's going back to adjust it again.
There.
Can't leave well enough alone.
Place your bets.
Smudge it.
Place your bets over or under 5 minutes that Matt adjusted again.
Well, it depends.
No,
if
I'm
we,
done.
it's still crooked. I hate it.
Just.
Yep. Under. There we go.
Oh man,
Scott, it's going
Better?
to bug you all day until you get the
I'll
show
get
started.
to
Come
it
on.
after a break.
Come on.
I'm just going to
Come on.
leave
Like
it
I
alone
said,
for now.
During the break.
But
Get
you
to it during
can't.
the break.
But don't touch it anymore after we fix it. Leave it alone, because that angle's going to just bother me. This reminds me, though. What I was saying was that I picked that up on Steam, and of course on your activity thing, it says, "Oh, he purchased this and this," and people give it a thumbs up or whatever. Anyway,
Lethal Migraine gave it a thumbs down.
I don't think we're friends on Steam, but if we are, he would.
He should.
He'd give it 2.
He'd get 2 thumbs down. He'd create a second account just to friend me so he could give it another thumbs down.
Ooh, that's it. Create an account that says Scott hates games.
Yeah, right. So, one of our listeners who I didn't even know he was still listening. Honestly, Consigliere is his name.
I remember.
Yeah, he's from back in the day. A lot of people, I have no idea that they're actually still listening to this show, but he is. So we started commenting about Destiny 2 and stuff like that. Like, he was not a fan of the emotes and stuff with it. Anyway, it was a civil discussion. And you can go to my profile on Steam and read it. But one of the responses that he gave was, "I'm listening to you right now talk about Hulk Hogan and Chris what's-his-name. And he said, I'm not exactly sure why I'm telling you that, just to make you feel weird." And I said, when was that? And he sent me a link to a show from 2015, August of 2015.
That's been a minute.
And I went and I started watching at the point that he was at, and I had the microphone moved right in front of the camera for some reason, so my face was completely obscured. With this thing used to have these,
Oh yeah, the
big,
little side
whatever,
things.
these little side things,
Yeah.
and there doesn't anymore, but whatever. And we just went on this rant, you and I, talking about, well, wrestling for a second.
I talked about wrestling?
Yeah. Well, we were talking about It's like, oh, it's not a good time to be a Hulk Hogan fan. I guess this is when it came out that he did some racial things.
I would just say it's never a good time to be.
Well, yeah, for the most part. And then we talked about Chris Benoit,
Okay, yeah, all
which
right.
now we're doing it again. And you and I got into this discussion of
Performance enhancement?
no, like the legacy you leave behind. Saying that, I was saying that his in-ring performance was spectacular. I would love to watch, but it's sometimes hard to separate the outside performance and the inside performance type of thing. And you said, yeah, but can it be? You were arguing for the fact that can't you look at somebody beyond their missteps?
Okay.
And I said, you can, but it depends on what the missteps were.
Yeah,
there are
all right.
certain things that you were just going to be.
Some things are just
They're going to be
non-forgivable.
branded on you forever,
Yeah.
and that's all that you leave behind. So we got into this long discussion about that, and so I said, wow, you're listening to something way back. And then he sent me a screenshot of his playlist. And his playlist goes back to our Evil Avatar radio days.
Wow.
And where he was listening. And so I sent him a comment this morning, I think. I don't know if he responded. I'm curious if, he still listens to the live stuff, if he's just going back to old shows, if he's just catching up as he goes while he's doing it. I have no idea. But that was interesting to see. Number one, that people still listen to the show.
Yeah.
Even the recorded versions of it. And number two, to go back and realize that, yeah, we ranted and we just went all over the place with our conversations.
I used to
sometimes.
do that before I was on the show.
Listen to it all the
old episodes.
Right?
Because that's how I learned,
Who we were?
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't learn to stay away.
Well,
So-
you came across us by listening to us on the radio or something, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
You were just in town and were flipping through the dials and what are they talking about? Tomb Raider, was it?
I was in the Millbrook Walmart, and you guys were talking about Tomb Raider and then their stocks.
Right. Well, that was because Square Enix said, it sold this many, we're not happy with
Correct.
that.
Yeah,
And
but
Well,
we're
you put it out
that's
on one
all-
system.
And that wasn't a shabby amount of selling either. I mean,
It wasn't, but
Look,
you also had it on.
Squaresoft is never happy with their sales,
Yes.
man.
No.
They never are.
Yeah, and so I thought you guys were like a business show, just happened to talk about, sometimes people go about video games and stuff like that. And I
Right.
was like, oh, wait, this is actually about video games. And
No,
then,
totally about video games.
then I went about and started looking
I
at
say
all the
that
other
after just
podcasts.
coming out of a wrestling conversation. For the most part, it's just about video games. So,
it's about what we fancy.
yeah. But that was interesting just to see that again and be like, oh, yeah, I forgot, people actually still listen to the show outside of the live stuff.
I mean, I have a podcast that I've been listening to for a couple of years now. That I went back and started from their first one and just going through the episodes, and eventually, pretty soon, I'll be current with it.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just he's doing something like that, he's just going back and just slowly catching up.
There's a fantastic one on basically it's just the history of Rome.
Oh wow!
The entire history of Rome.
Starting with Romulus and Remus.
I mean, it is. I don't know how many episodes it is, but what is that keeps tapping?
Not me.
Okay, never mind. I keep hearing it going. Well, it's not over here on this end. Anyway, history of Rome podcast.
I like to, right now I'm on a hiatus of lore podcasts.
Okay.
There's 179 episodes, but it spanned from 2007 to 2012. There it is again.
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah, I heard it.
Is anybody typing on anything?
No.
No, it was.
Is it that microphone?
Oh,
Maybe it's that microphone.
yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, it's wobbling.
It's got the
Okay.
shakes. Yeah, there
that's
it
it.
is. God.
Just another thing we'll fix during break.
You say that, but I don't know that we can fix that.
This time it's not me.
Yeah. We can fix his camera. I don't know that we can fix that
Where's the
microphone.
toolkit?
But
Maybe
it's
tighten it
okay.
down.
No
Anyways,
big deal.
So
I just won't breathe.
Yeah, try not to, will you? Just please try not to do that. Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. Yeah, we are doing the show, and then we've got a replay next weekend. If you're curious what that replay is,
I'm curious.
I went back and I grabbed the episode that came right after E3, so not too far back.
Okay.
I didn't want to go too far. Maybe I should have gone and gotten that Hulk Hogan show.
Yeah. I mean, like, really do something weird, like have it go back to, like, 2011 or something like that.
Just a random show.
Yeah. So
That would be funny.
I didn't, but might do something like that.
Just find our show, the one with that had the most mishaps go bad in there.
I can't play all the shows.
How to narrow it down.
Can't play all of them.
Yeah. There's a span of there that,
RJ and I have been here at least every single week this year for the most part. So let's move over to, and Nate, you were here not last week, but the week before. Matt hasn't been here in about 2 weeks?
Yeah.
3?
Yeah.
What's, not necessarily what have you been doing in the meantime, but what have you played since we last spoke?
So one of my friends and coworkers, Alex, just got a Switch recently.
I'm getting Mario Maker 2.
Oh, yeah?
Are we friends on Switch, Nate?
I don't think so.
We need to fix that.
I'm no friends with anyone.
Well, I want to.
He's a loner.
Have you made levels or have you? Oh, okay.
He just plays
I
them.
play others.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Well, I'm going to pick that up. I usually pick up at least one new game whenever I do a travel type thing. And I was looking at the Switch, and I was looking over like what I should pick up. I was thinking Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, but then I was like, nah, man, you can't go wrong with Mario. It's Mario
Honestly,
Maker.
you could just play the single player levels. They're fun.
A Mario Maker? Yeah.
Believe it or not.
But I'm also going to be at PAX, and there's going to be a lot of stuff, and I can probably download some stuff, so that's what I figured that. Go ahead. I'm so sorry to interrupt.
No, it's cool, man. So he picked up a Switch, and he got Breath of the Wild and Fire Emblem, but he's like fallen down the Breath of the Wild hole, so to speak. And like just talking with him at lunch break and everything, I was like, man, I never beat that game. I thoroughly enjoyed it, so I busted out my Wii U, dusted it off and everything.
I was about to ask. You don't have a Switch, though, do
I
you?
do
But I
not.
forgot they released that double
Yeah,
on Wii
on the
U
Wii
and
U.
Switch.
So, I started playing that some more. I'm up to, now I got to fight Calamity Ganon, but instead of doing that, I also picked up the DLC for it. And so I've been going through some of the DLC stuff, like upgrading the Master Sword, and that's been a lot of fun. And after that, I'm working on getting the motorcycle. So I've been playing a lot of Breath of the Wild lately. Did another Elusive Target in Hitman. Got Silent Assassin on this one. It was set in Paris. It's one of the reissue, because they've been going back through and doing the Season 1 Elusive Target, so
It's a lot of rehashing
yeah.
they're doing? Okay.
I'm like, all right,
They did a lot of that in the first game, didn't they?
well, they did the entire Elusive Target run, then they sort of started going back and reissuing them. So, yeah, I guess I've taken this guy out 3 times now between the first season and this. But I mean, I have different weapons now and different ways. So now one of my favorite pickups I have now is the electrocution phone that you get from the bank heist, because if you kill someone with that, it acts as a accident as opposed to the explosion phone. You lose your silent assassin rating. So this, you just like throw it down, they pick it up, electrocute, and you just walk out. And super easy. I've been doing that and playing some of the featured contracts on that. In Elite Dangerous, I am making my way to Colonia because Kevin's out there.
That game's only like $9. I was thinking about picking it up.
I'm not sure if it's something that you would love. I'm not to dissuade you from it. It's one of my favorites. I'm not sure if you would like it. If you do, you definitely need to get up with Kevin and I.
Right, yeah.
Because it's one of those like open universe games where just like as soon as you get your ship, they're like, all right, we're not going to hold your hand. Have fun.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, how do I do anything? And unless you have like a mentor or someone, or you like read a lot or whatever, it's kind of daunting.
Yeah, it sounds like a game where when you talk about it, I always think about how much management you have to do, managing resources here and there, have to get from point A to point B. And
not quite Eve-centric like that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, definitely you have to like manage your fuel levels, because if not, then you're stuck out in the middle of nowhere. You have to get like, the fuel rats to come get you. If you want to upgrade, you have to like find the different, stuff to upgrade. And then like save money so you can buy different ships and everything.
Yeah, it just feels like there's a lot going on in this game.
But
that you have to look over.
Absolutely love it. So I am on my way to Colonia now. I got my Explorer ship. My jump range is around 67 light years per jump. and then once I hit like the neutron, star systems, then I'll be able to like, triple that. It'll be interesting. They just announced fleet carriers for it.
Saw that. I think I've got that in the.
Which I'm excited about. I wish. Not much information on it. Just like, yeah, we're doing it. Comes out in December.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, how much is it going to cost? What am I going to need for it? Am I going to, don't know.
Right. Both the main game, Elite Dangerous, is on sale for $9, and so is the Horizon Season Pass.
Oh wow!
For $9, so $18. I think there is a bundle I can get for $17, and I'll get both of those plus like some kind of bonus pack.
Do you have a flight stick or anything?
I got my old Logitech flight stick under the desk there.
Okay, because I can't imagine playing it with a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, I've played it with a flight stick. It's the only actually.
No,
That's all I use.
I still can't imagine. I have to have my HOTAS and everything.
Yep.
Well, especially because
I love bounty hunting.
with my VR headset, I can't.
Sure.
It works perfectly with a mouse and keyboard.
What about a controller?
I use a HOTAS flight.
No,
stick.
I know, but what about a controller?
I think you. I
know you can, but I'm saying, would that be even better than a mouse and keyboard?
I would think so.
Yeah. So, like the step level here would be
the absolute worst, I guess, unless
mouse
you're
and
just
keyboard.
if you're total
controller.
masochist like Nate, then yes, mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
Then that's like just a step above using a theremin, USB theremin to like wave your hands around in space.
I was good at flying. I was pretty good at it, but it's probably too because I had to get really good at Battlefield 2 flying with.
Okay.
Keyboard, so it's already adjusted to it.
Okay, yeah, I hear you better now.
Yeah. Well, when he turns to look at you, he's away from the mic.
Sorry. And that I don't know if last time we talked, I beat the main story of Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Ah.
So I still have the.
Did this whole rant about what I was going to play now that I've put Destiny kind of on the back burner here until the new content comes out. And Assassin's Creed was one of the thoughts of going into, but Assassin's Creed is just so vast.
Yeah.
With things to do, I wanted something. I really wanted something as linear as possible in my backlog to play. Just something that is not. And I mean, I wrote about this. You can find it on our Facebook page or our website or whatever. I wrote about how I came to this conclusion. Horizon Zero Dawn has still got a lot of side quests to worry with if you want to do that. Plus, my save state wasn't very great. The Assassin's Creed has just a ton of stuff to do. There was Spider-Man finishing off the rest of the DLC in that, but the problem with that is that, again, there is a lot to do, but the save state that I'd left it in was at a thing that I'm really annoyed by. Plus, having already finished the game, kind of not didn't really take it out of contention, but the drive was kind of done, So that's why it ended up being God of War.
I guess that's why I haven't finished the DLC for Assassin's Creed Odyssey yet.
Right?
Because, all right.
Not only Odyssey, though, but also Origins, because I haven't finished that.
Yeah.
And that's another thing of where I would start. I got into one of the pyramids on Origins and noticed some weird stuff going on with some glyphs and stuff that was really intriguing. Like, that's the stuff that really pulls me in of the game.
Yeah, the ancients or whatever.
The ancients, yeah, all that stuff. That really pulls me into the game. And so I finally got to a point where that was introduced. I said, ooh. So I would like to continue on that path before I jump into Odyssey. But yeah, so plenty to do. Plenty of stuff going on. But anything else on you?
I picked up Skyrim on VR. And I could only... that's one of those...
Did you have to pick that up, or was it already...
Yeah,
I mean, it's just
it was on sale.
It
was like one of the Oculus Super Sales or whatever.
Yeah,
I forget where I got it from. But
didn't you already have Skyrim?
I had Skyrim, and then when they did the special edition, I got that free. But the VR is different.
So the VR is a separate cost?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah, but I mean, it was like I think 10. I'm like, whatever.
That's still annoying.
Yeah.
How many times you got to buy this thing?
3 apparently. Well, I had 2 technically.
Give them a while.
Yeah.
You'll get it again.
But, doing that was kind of interesting because Like just fighting with in VR or doing the magic in VR, just sort of like moving the hands around, just torching everybody with the flames.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not one I could sit and do for hours. That game was just giving me a little bit of the not the motion sickness, but I was like, all right, I need to take a break.
Had a little mild disorientation.
A little bit, just the way that it moves and everything. Whereas Elite, I could do that fine.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the other ones I could do fine, like Super Hot or Arizona Sunshine. But something about Skyrim, just the way that it moves through the world, I was like, all right, after a while, I'm like, I'm going to take a break from this.
Yeah.
Still haven't picked up Star Trek yet?
The Bridge Crew?
Yeah.
No, because...
Seems like it's right up your alley, man.
It is, but it's not a single-player game.
It's not, but you can do it online. You can multiplayer in and do it.
With whom?
It's cross-platform multiplayer capable.
I don't know anyone else that has it.
You don't have to. You can just join a lobby and get into somebody else's game.
Oh, gosh, no. Talk to randos that I don't know?
All right, fine.
No, that sounds like the worst.
That's all right, fine.
I would love to do that if I had some more friends. Actually, I think I might know some people in the Legion that have it. I'll have to talk to them about it. But if I could do it with people that I know, because I want to
You only need 4 other people, counting yourself.
Something like that, yeah.
Counting yourself with 5 people
Engineering, tactical, helm, captain, and I think there's one more. So I think 5.
Okay,
4 or 5. But it's just one of those things that I want to enjoy it with friends or people that I know, not just random people that are a bunch of idiots.
You should. Well, if you get the game, you don't have the game yet, but if you get the game, dip your toe in the water of that. The random,
Well, all right. STM Fuller has it, so
yeah.
There we go. There's someone.
Yeah, dip your toe in the water of just grouping up with total randoms and see what happens.
Yeah.
They might be a civilized group.
Might.
I'm not saying that they will.
Okay, STM Fuller. So you have it, but you don't have VR. You could play it without VR?
You can play it without VR.
Yeah.
Really?
Not that I've played it, but I knew that.
All right. Interesting.
I would say it's probably more fun with VR, but you can play it without VR.
Okay.
And you can play with other people who have VR, even if you don't have VR.
Have you tried VR chat?
Tried what?
VR chat?
No.
Oh, okay.
I did.
I love it.
This was in its early
It's so
stages, and I was just
stupid.
like, what is this? And I left,
The moment I saw the dude with the whole meme with the books, read a book. It was just that guy, but he was a bookcase.
What,
done.
is it on Oculus or?
Mm-hmm. Don't Steam. It's free.
It's on Steam, so you can do Oculus or any of the...
It's free.
Yeah.
Should I be worried?
And it's a place where Uganda Knuckles popped up. Yeah.
Uganda Knuckles.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Let's just say the
I mean, you're gonna be playing a game with a lot of randos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's just the creativity of people is just amazing.
All right.
Especially the Star Wars levels are pretty cool, actually.
We're going to take a break. We're at the bottom of the hour here. We're going to take a very short break and come back. The music selection that you will hear throughout the show has been curated by our very own Nate. So it's all 10-year-old children's songs.
Yes.
From his Nintendo.
It's true.
That's a chat joke for those of you who aren't in the chat room. Nate got called out as being a child for playing his Nintendo.
I'm fine with that.
And that if he shaved, he probably would look like a 10-year-old.
I'm fine with that, too.
Enjoy it while you can.
Yeah. So this is all WoW music, from what I understand.
Classic.
Classic? All of it?
All classic WoW from the original soundtrack.
The title on this one that I've got is Orgrimmar?
Correct.
Is that how did I pronounce it right? Mm-hmm. I'm always worried about those. Orgrimmar.
Yep.
So
It's the...
tell us what
when you enter the city, it's what the music that starts playing when you enter
what
the
city?
Orgrimmar? It's the Horde capital.
Okay.
So it's mainly where everyone goes to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
Each race has a capital, but
this is the Horde side capital?
It's the correct. It's where the orcs are in
If I'm
Dortor.
not mistaken, in the original classic WoW, I think it was in the either the dead people or the
Undercity.
orcs. There was a Oingo Boingo reference then in there.
The references are endless.
Yeah,
There's a ton of Nintendo references.
but that's even better because it's
you
Oingo
get later in the
Boingo.
game. But yeah.
All right, we'll listen to this, and then we'll take a break, and we'll be right back with more in-game chat right after this. And welcome back to In-Game Chat. This is called Stormwind. Tell us about this, Nate.
This is the Alliance capital for the humans.
Okay. Right, so we went into the Orcs hub area, and now this is the Alliance
Tried to
hub
do a little
area.
bit of both, Horde Alliance. Personally, I play Horde, so I don't care for the Alliance. But, you know, I had to include them, just so.
Yeah.
All right.
You can't seem biased, right?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Anyway, welcome back to the show. We are featuring music. All the music is featured from WoW Classic, as provided by Nate. So thank you so much for that.
Also, good fun fact: until the game launches, Classic WoW, their Twitch is streaming "Make Love, Not Warcraft," the South Park episode of.
Oh, are they just showing it over and over again?
It's just looping until
Yeah.
you just look that up. You can find it and watch it.
All right. Anyway, welcome back to the show. Speaking of, Nate, what have you been playing lately?
I've actually been playing. One of my friends had to sell his computer, but he has a PS4, so we've been playing PUBG on PS4. And going from PC to PS4 with PUBG, it's not as. I mean, it's feasible. It works. You know, I'm a lot better at it to a degree because the skill's a little bit lower. But graphic wise, you know, going from maxed out 144 frames to PS4 is like maybe 30 frames.
Sounds about right.
And half the things don't load until you actually land, and you know, it's just sometimes it's a struggle to play it, and it takes a lot longer to load with not an SSD. But so it's been interesting to compare both of them. PUBG Mobile actually runs really well. I don't know if you guys ever mess with that.
I've never gotten
No,
into
I haven't.
Never got into the PUBG
It runs
thing.
on my phone. It runs at like 60 to 90 frames, and that's maxed out. That's actually pretty fun for being a free mobile game. It's pretty fair as well. So we've been playing that on PS4. I've been trying to beat God of War as well.
Oh, are you getting back into that too?
Yeah, the 2 weeks ago I was popped back into it.
Okay.
I'm almost to the end.
Well, I remember when I told you where I was, and you're like, "Oh, wow,
Yeah.
okay."
I had started playing it the couple days prior to that.
Yeah.
When you were about to hop back.
Where
in.
are you? Well, I'll tell you where I'm at because you're likely much further than I am.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just defeated a really, really. Oh, okay. I got the ability to blow up the red stuff now.
The red stuff.
Okay.
Let me put it that way.
Uh-huh.
My boy can now shoot the arrows that blows up the red stuff.
The electrical, the lightning.
I guess that's what that is. Yeah, because I killed the big dragon thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just finished that.
Okay.
So
That's halfway?
is it? I have no idea.
Maybe halfway? I'd say I'm like 85, 90%.
I'm grateful for the fact that it is just a linear thing. Here, just go do this.
Yeah.
You know, I'm running into some of the issues that I remember having with it, which is going to sound weird when I point out these issues, considering how much I play Destiny, but the repetitiveness. It's got a very rinse and repeat thing, and I understand that, but I have always been more geared towards the environmental puzzle aspect of games like this than I am the combat or anything else.
Have you dealt with a lot of the puzzles?
I mean, yeah, but you have to, though, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember in the beginning how many puzzles there were.
Not many. I mean, calling these puzzles is it's very linear, so you don't really seem to get stuck in some of the puzzles that they give you.
I was stuck the other day. That's why. I couldn't remember how easy or hard the puzzles were.
Yeah, I mean, so far, I've been able to open up all of the those rune chests where you have to have the letters and everything all set up.
Yeah.
I've been able to do that, no problem. The puzzles aren't too demanding, but I do like the environments, working your way through environments. I've always liked that. I've always enjoyed it in Tomb Raider. I've always enjoyed it in Uncharted. And as well, I've always hated the combat in all of those as well. I don't necessarily hate it. Nothing's bad about them.
Yes,
I just prefer the other.
I struggle with the combat, too, sometimes.
So
the part where at the moment, I'm trying to light up all the lanterns. I don't know if you've gotten to that point. You know where the gates are, and this fire. I can't remember what they're called. you have to like learn more of the language to be able to speak it, and it lights up those lanterns. And if you open them all up, something happens.
No, I haven't done that yet.
Okay,
like
there are those gates.
Yeah, like my boy just found a lantern that wasn't broken, and he wrote on it, and it
Yep.
floated up. Now I haven't done the lanterns haven't shown up again.
Okay, yeah. I'm now at the part where I've learned all of the.
That thing is just shaking all over the place.
It's excited to hear about where
Just
he's at.
touching it just a little bit sets it off.
I'm just gonna lean over.
Just keep your hands off the desk.
Yes, no typing. But yeah, so I've finally learned all the languages. So I'm trying to figure out how to get up on the last 2 towers to light them, and I don't know what it does.
I haven't come across that just yet.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah, so really that, and then I played a little bit of Mario Maker, and I need to play a little bit more. I've been busy the last 2 weeks with everything going on.
You've been creating or just playing?
I don't create.
No creation? Okay.
No. I'm not smart enough for all that.
Yeah, I've seen some YouTube videos. There's some sadistic minds out there with Mario Maker, man.
I'm sure you guys have seen if you watch any videos.
The impossible level? The fire wheels?
I haven't. No, I did try that level.
no, the one I saw recently was where they took the first level of Super Mario Brothers and they made it vertical.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
There's
interesting.
a lot of them where someone did a whole thing where it's like the first Mario, but you have to constantly swap back and forth from like gravity pulling you up, down, and the one I played the other day was pretty hard. Your goal is just to collect one coin, and the coin floats across the map the whole time. And like as you're running, trying to jump over the obstacles, like you're always just a hair under the coin until you beat the whole map, and you can finally collect the coin. But it took me probably an hour to.
So the challenge is just keeping up with it.
Yeah.
During this whole time.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. And there's like tons of coins throughout the map, but you can never touch any of them. So it's like just surrounded by coins, but you're just trying to jump through it and avoid death. But other than that, I've been preparing for Classic WoW.
Yeah.
I know I was talking to James last night about it, and he's excited to watch other people play it, but he has no intentions, which I totally understand.
Yeah.
I didn't start playing WoW until
Which expansion?
vanilla.
Oh, you did vanilla?
So I started playing. I'm gonna say it's around 4 months before
Okay.
BC came out.
Okay.
Got to 60 2 or 3 weeks before BC came out. So like I experienced some of vanilla, but I
But
never
not-
raided, never
yeah.
did any of that. So like I'm pumped to be able to go back and actually do all that. So like I got a taste of how hard vanilla can be.
I actually, when I played it was vanilla before Burning Crusade.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah, so I'm in a guild where I think we're at like 200 members now. We have two raid groups set up, different jobs for everybody. It's saying there's a calculator you can use to how long it'll take you to get to 60. And Warrior, I always play a Prot Warrior. They're the slowest leveling class, and it says if I played like 15 hours a week. So I think it said it would take me November is when I'll hit 60.
wow.
Jeez.
But I mean, even the fastest classes, it's still late September, and everyone's like, "Oh, I'll hit it in like 3 weeks," and it's like, no, that's not what
Right.
That's not
you're
what
going to be
vanilla WoW
grinding.
is about.
No, questing was half the game.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're preparing all that, got all the mods ready, which I'm going to try to use little mods as possible till I hit 60 because I just want to
Experience it the
play
way it was.
basic, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got a bunch of friends, probably got 10, 15 friends that we're all playing together, and it'll be pretty fun, pretty cool, pretty cool.
All right. And over to RJ.
A lot of fighters this week, really. Playing a lot of Mortal Kombat 11, trying to unlock the Johnny Cage match announcer pack. I got to get in the top 10 percentile of points for Conquest Towers. So I just have to play a lot of towers in there to stay in the top 10%. And when the week is out, which I think resets on Tuesday or Wednesday, if I'm in the top 10%, I'll unlock that voice collection. So that's what I've been aiming for in that. Very little bit of Street Fighter V. I've been doing that a little bit as well. But also blew the dust off on PS3. I played a little bit of Virtual Fighter 5. Tried to go online with that a little bit. Wasn't successful. Not a lot of people played it, but it's still a really good game. Still one of my favorite, if not my, it's my favorite fighting game of all time is the Virtual Fighter series. So I've been playing that a little bit. I also played a little bit of other titles on my PS3 as well, because I'm finding out a lot of these games aren't even available anymore. So I need to find a way to keep up with it. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I think licensing ran out on that, so I don't think you can even download off of the PSN store
Probably
anymore.
not.
And
You can if you own it.
You
From
can
what I understand.
re-download it?
re-download it.
Yeah, if you own it, you can re-download it.
Okay. Well, either way, I need to back that up. Let's see, The Simpsons. Played that a little bit as well. The arcade version of The Simpsons. That and X-Men as well. So making sure I still have access to and can play all that stuff. But outside of that, a little bit of Dark Souls 3. I was replaying that again, trying to get some leveling up done for certain characters. There are certain things I want to use for. I see I got 4 characters in that game, and I want to get some certain things used for them, but I got to level up some stuff. So I was trying to do a little bit of that. So working my way through that. And outside of that, that's pretty much all I played.
Arioka asked which Virtua Fighter?
Virtua Fighter 5. Final Showdown, yeah. But I've been playing Virtua Fighter since from the get-go.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
And I really wish Sega would do something with that. Well, there's a lot of titles I wish Sega would do something with. Virtua Fighter, for example. You've been stuck on 5 for 4-5 years by now. I mean, we haven't got to 6. I mean, Tekken's on 7. DOA's on 6. Dead or Alive's on 6, you know. I didn't think Street Fighter 5 would get to 5 before we get to 6 on Virtua Fighter, but here we are, stuck on 5 for God knows how long. But maybe someday the popularity will be big enough that Sega will actually do something. But I'll just sit here waiting for it.
Well, you know, Sega sent out a tweet last week, and I didn't know what it was for. It was just a, one of those EKG monitor type things, little heartbeat rate type stuff. And it turned out to be something for Gamescom that has nothing to do with any of their it's something brand new IP called Humankind.
Yeah.
But looking at it, I'm just like, oh, you're cloning Civ, basically, is what it was. It looks like Civilization.
Yeah.
And when I say it looks like, I mean...
It looks like
Civilization. It looks enough like Civilization that somebody seeing that trailer would say, that's Civilization.
Yeah.
And, I'm all for more of, like, Civ-style type games.
Yeah.
But you can't... I mean, and maybe there's only so many ways you can do a Civ-type game. But, good God. That looks remarkably like Civ. And I want to say horribly so.
You didn't even vary it up. You just carbon copy.
Right. Well, looking at that makes me think there's got to be some other hook to that.
There better be.
You know? Because if I want that, I can just go play Civ 6, Civ 5, Civ 4, any of that. If I want any of that, just go play another Civ game.
And then you had the benefit of having Gandhi just like nuke you first chance he gets.
Well, I mean, there may be some differences in there, but I mean, why not just, I don't know, do something different?
Yeah. The only thing I heard about from Gamescom was that they put that promo out for that Dotemu remake of Streets of Rage 4, I think. They introduced another character, Cherry.
I had a chance to see that at PAX this coming week, but I saw it last time, and I just was like, I'm just going to see it again.
Yeah.
So I actually backed out of that. In fact, the same company,
Dotemu? Dotemu?
Nah, they're under a different. They're under. I mean, it is. Yes, it's them, but it's a couple of other developers under the same PR group.
Yeah.
So it's that one and another game called Young Souls, which I talked about last year after I got back from PAX, which is a very arcadey Dark Souls, maybe. Windjammers 2 is there as well.
I saw what's the word? I forget. They were showing it off at some event, some exhibition event.
Oh, an exhibition
of that.
Okay.
Yeah, they were having a tournament. That little tournament that I think was like only 4 characters were available, but it looked pretty good from what I saw over there.
Yeah, it was. It's all stuff I saw already.
Yeah,
from the same group. The only thing new they had was some expansion stuff for Dead Cells. So I booked an appointment for that.
Yeah.
Because I've actually not played Dead Cells. And I've heard really good things about it. So
way too many hours in that.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I kind of want to get in there. I need to reach out to Ubisoft and see if they're going to be doing anything. Because I know they've got... I was thinking, well, they don't have an Assassin's Creed in the pipeline, but they do have Watch Dogs. And so maybe they've got something there. And I don't even know what else they've got in the pipeline. I remember Ubisoft's E3 thing. Well, Ghost Recon would be the other one. Ghost Recon, Watch Dogs, and then maybe something else. I don't know.
Slightly off topic, sort of.
Which is usually, yeah. Go ahead.
I'm going to ask you guys, are any of you getting the Sega?
The Mini?
Nope.
We talked about it last week.
Oh, okay.
And
I plan to.
I looked over and I was like, yeah, that's a good deal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I plan to.
No, probably not. I don't have any of the minis, so
I thought you did get one of the Minis.
no. I have a RetroPie,
Okay.
so I guess I have all the minis.
You're good. No. It's not. Anybody who brings up that well, it's not really an argument, but anybody who brings it up where it's like, just get this and build it yourself. I mean, that's not the point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For some people, it might be. For some
Yeah.
people who see these things on the shelf and don't realize the potential of what they can do with them, they pick them up because it's like, ooh, I get some old Nintendo games and some old, Nintendo games. I can play for the SNES, for the NES Mini, if you want to go PlayStation, that's fine. But
Especially the NES when that first came out. I mean, the number of games you can put on there now. Goodness.
yeah, for me though, and I think for other people, yes, I get the fact that I can just build this thing. I can just build a RetroPie and I'm good. It's no
Yeah.
problem.
yeah.
But
I love the aesthetic of them. How they, they just. Look
and that's
like a
exactly
classic
the
and they're
reason I'm
small
getting
down.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is the aesthetic of them. A little small Nintendo.
Yeah.
I've got a little small Super Nintendo. I've got a little small Super Nintendo European edition, so it looks different. And now I'll have a little small Genesis.
Little small Genesis, yeah.
Yeah.
So I would get the PlayStation Mini and just wipe it, and just if I could put like the RetroPie on there.
I
like, all those
probably
stuff.
wouldn't do anything with the PlayStation Mini. I might get it just to
It's been
go
dirt cheap.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to go with the collection, but I probably wouldn't do anything with it because my Nintendo and my Super Nintendo both have a ton of stuff on them. And the Genesis is likely to be doing the same thing, especially since it'll be. And I mean, you can put the Genesis emulator on the Super Nintendo one. I did that for Dave, actually. He sent me a Nintendo and a Super Nintendo, and I did both of them. And he had like this long list of games that he wanted. I said, well, don't give me a list for Nintendo because I can put pretty much the entire library on there, which I did. And then, but Super Nintendo, I hadn't really finagled with. So I was like, we might have limited space here, so just give me a list of what you want. And like he listed all these things.
Can't you use USB drive now on them?
I don't know. I haven't looked into it, honestly.
I'm pretty sure you can use a secondary memory storage.
Good Lord. Well then,
Because I think I read a while back, you can go up to 128 gigs.
but there's not a USB port on them.
It was like a dongle that swapped it over to USB.
How do you?
Plugged it into some port somehow?
I wonder where the port is on the. I don't know where the port is on the system though.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Maybe it was the PlayStation I'm thinking of.
Possibly.
I think it's PlayStation.
Yeah.
See, that'd be neat, like for the PlayStation one, and just throw
It was
all the
PlayStation.
games on there. All the Nintendo. That way, you have like one system with all your Nintendo, all your Genesis, all your Super NES, all your PlayStation.
And with a RetroPie, sure, I could do that. No
Yeah,
problem.
but
I could make
mine looks
that
like
whole
a
thing.
little black square as opposed to a cute little PlayStation.
Right. So anyway, it's just a thing. I played God of War, as I mentioned, and then it was on sale for like $3. And I looked it over and I was like, sure, I'll pick that up. When I bought the Destiny 2 Shadowkeep on Steam, I picked up a game called Islanders.
What's that about?
About $3.
Okay.
At least it was. The price might have gone up since last week, but I played that for a good while, actually.
Any fun?
It's very low scale as far as graphics are concerned.
Yeah.
Basically, it's semi-city building.
Is it like 8-bit, 16-bit,
Nah, it just
32-bit,
not a lot of detail.
Obra Dinn bit?
No. It's just not a lot of detail. in it.
Okay.
So, you're given an island and you start out with like two different things you can build on it, a lumber yard and something else that has to do with lumber. And so each of those structures have a base point system in them. But if I put them around something that they can use, like the trees and stuff like that, it adds more points to it. So every tree that's within its bubble of when I plot it down will increase its points that fill up a little meter. And as soon as that meter fills up, maybe the first meter I need to get to 50 points with. Or maybe it's 30 points or something like that. Once it hits 30 points, it unlocks new structures for me to build with. And once I place those in different parts on the island, again, fills up the meter and unlocks new structures. Meanwhile,
What system was this on?
Steam.
Oh, okay.
PC.
What was it called?
Islanders.
Islanders, yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, there's a little image of an island in the corner of my screen on the right-hand side that as I unlock new structures, that thing slowly starts to fill up color, I guess. It's grayed out and it starts to get colorized. As soon as that's finished and fills all the way up, it unlocks my next island. And so I keep my points, and then I just move over to the next island and start building again. And you just do this over and over and over and over again. It does become challenging because you soon begin to run out of space. There are some structures that don't like to be around other structures. And if they are, then you lose points. So
A structure doesn't like being next to something?
yeah. There's some structures that don't, depending on what they are.
Do you want a sewer treatment plant next to a school? Yeah, I could see how like some structures probably wouldn't like to be around others.
They're very, but they're much more basic than that. Like, it's not like you put down a city. It's just like, here's a house. There's a. I'm trying to think. Houses. By the way, once you put these down, the points are sealed. So, let's say I have a bunch of houses. Well, when I get a circus to put down, if I put them next to the houses, the circus will gain points, and that's great. So I'll plop them there. But then if I put a house near the circus that's already plotted, the house doesn't like to be around that. So it's a negative. And so you try to get it outside of the bubble of that so you can get more points and that sort of thing. So it's an interesting way that works. The circus, of course, likes to be around people because it needs the people to get them in. The houses don't like to be around that because it's loud and annoying and whatever else. So you don't like to be too close to it. But after I've already built up all the houses and I plop a circus down, it doesn't make me lose points from what's already there.
Yeah, they're stuck there. So yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It's an interesting dynamic, and I've run into issues where I can see it getting more challenging due to space and trying to level up the island so I can get to the next island and the next island. So
Reminds me of all the issues you had with City Skylines.
yeah, City Skylines has a little bit of that. Did you look it up, or were you looking it up? What's the price on Steam right now?
$5.
It's just $5. Okay, so I got it at like $3.50, I think, about $3.50.
$3.50?
So.
Tree.
Yeah, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we have got more of in-game chat, of course. This next track is called Alliance Taverns. I'm going to do my best to explain this, just based on the title itself. This is music from when you go into a tavern that's on the Alliance side of the game.
Brilliant.
All right, we'll be back with more
Say
in-game
no more.
chat right after this. And welcome back to In-Game Chat. Well, if we went into break with the Alliance Tavern, we're coming back from the Horde Tavern. So now you can get an idea. Now you experienced WoW Classic, at least the hub part of things.
Yes.
The next two tracks, I have no idea, but we'll find out as we get there. So I know what they are. I just don't know where I don't know where they come from.
Music's half the thing in video games.
Yeah. Matt.
What? I'm just sitting here.
What did you do while we were gone?
Look at my phone.
Anyway, welcome back to the show, and we're going to talk about Gamescom because we haven't mentioned it at all, and a lot of stuff was going on at Gamescom. Just a bunch of things.
But before that, no, I'm just kidding.
No. We'll get into that. They announced crossplay for PUBG
Yes.
on consoles.
Yes.
So your Xbox folks can play your PlayStation 4 folks.
Is there a date on that? I didn't look.
Were not many details given as but the developers mentioned that the feature would pit Xbox One players against PS4. PC was notably absent.
Yeah, that's the one I was wondering about.
Which likely means it won't be included in the PUBG's crossplay plans. In a game like PUBG where aim is critical to success, it's no surprise that pitting console and PC players against one another wouldn't be particularly fair.
No.
At all.
I mean, it'd be great when I'm playing PC.
Yeah.
I'd love it.
Yeah. It'll be
Throw
live.
mobile in there while you're at it.
Yeah.
Test servers late September, live early October.
Okay.
Is what I found out about that. What was the other stuff that we had here? Oh, I was scrolling through because I was trying to find the name of that Sega game that was announced. Here's everything that Microsoft showed off at Gamescom. We had Devil May Cry 5. Devil May 5.
Devil May 5.
Devil May Cry 5 coming to the Xbox Game Pass. That was that day. Stellaris Console Edition, Age of Empires.
Yeah, they did a remake of Age of Empires.
Yeah, Definitive Edition will be available on PC if you've got Game Pass. Blair Witch is going to be added to Games Pass on launch.
Interesting.
Both console and PC.
Not sure. I mean, I'll probably wait for that to go down in price, but I don't know. Maybe.
Humans Fall Flat, new PC level. What do we have? Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition on November 14th. Gears Pop out on August 22nd, which I think Lethal Migraine said he was playing.
Gears Pop? Is that like a Funko Pop version of Gears?
It is, but it's a game, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that makes sense why I saw a Funko Pop Gears thing in GameStop.
Yeah. Given GameStop's recent stuff, I'm surprised you saw a GameStop. But yeah, we'll talk about that here in just a bit. What else do we have? PUBG crossplay, we talked about that. 2 new controllers for Xbox One. Yay, whoopee. Empire of Sin, release window of spring 2020. That has me very intrigued.
Really?
Yes. It's a 30s mob sim thing, city. I'm not sure exactly what it all is, but it has me intrigued.
Okay.
Just for the setting.
Kind of noir?
No, maybe. It's very Mafia 2-ish. Not 3.
Because 3 was what, 70s, 60s?
3 was
70s?
the late 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
And any other Mafia thing would be like what, the 40s,
40s, 50s?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're talking about the 30s. So I don't think that's a era that really got much exposure.
I say that.
Yeah.
I don't know specifically.
Now the 20s would be something interesting during that time.
Yeah.
During like Prohibition?
Yeah. Something like the Untouchables, I guess. The game during that time span.
Microsoft closed it out by showing off Gears of War 5's Horde mode.
I never got into the Gears of War series.
I enjoyed it. I didn't play much past... I played Gears of War 1 and 2. And I remember 2 had a Horde mode, had a wave mode where you battle waves of enemies over and over again. It was one of the first that ever had done this. And we had a ton of fun playing that on the Xbox 360.
Yeah. Closest thing to that would be for me would be Borderlands 1 for Mad Moxie's Underdome Riot.
Yeah.
The horde mode in that.
I started playing Borderlands 2 again, just to trying to think about possibly thinking of 3.
Yeah, I'm still gonna wait on that one.
Yeah,
I am too, and we talked about this last week. Even more and more, the way 2K does this, the more I am just losing interest in playing or supporting them whatsoever. That whole thing where they sent a a private investigator?
Oh yeah.
To a streamer, two of them to a house to tell this dude to stop uploading videos about their game, which he had every right to do. They could have at least sent him a cease and desist. They could have notified YouTube and told him to pull it down, or reached out to him, whatever. They sent people to his house, and told him to stop. I don't get that. And they're not legit. They're just private investigators. So it's not like...
Yeah, they could really enforce it.
Right. Like, you don't even have to let them into your house, man.
Yeah. Scare tactics?
Massive. And it just sounds horrible, not to mention the kind of guy that Randy Pitchford is. And so I'm
again, like Hulk Hogan, you could, can you separate, the art from the artist? Sometimes it's tough.
Yeah. The things that are stacked up against him, at least in my mind right now, it gives me a lot of pause before I say that I would jump in and support that. Only for the fact that if more comes out that stacks up, that's not a side I want to be on.
No, not at all.
But yeah, so, and who knows if it will or if it won't. I mean, Borderlands 3 is coming out in September.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of that being talked about as far as the game, which puts more attention on him, which could bring out more things.
Information.
And so we'll see. We don't know. Yeah. We don't know.
Control's coming out.
That's this week, I think.
Is it this week?
Yeah.
Might be.
Sweet. I need to download.
That's one of them titles that I think we talked about how you didn't hear any press on that thing.
No, not at all. I just got a free copy with my computer, so I'm going to try it. Just because free. Although I did try that with the Youngblood, the Wolfenstein, and
Horrible game.
Oh yeah, terrible.
I know.
Which one? The newest one?
Yeah, the newest one.
Yeah.
Kerbal Space Program 2 was announced.
That looks really neat.
Yeah.
The Little Nightmares 2 was announced, which I wasn't expecting that.
Did you play the first one?
No.
Oh,
I know it's good, though.
It's very good.
I know it's really good.
Very, very good.
Jaeger announced their new game called The Cycle, and which tells me a few things. Number one, they've stopped working on Dead Island 2, but then again, we know that Dead Island 2 is still in development, but obviously Jaeger is not working on them.
I mean,
strange,
isn't it?
Strange.
The fact that we've seen trailers, or we've seen one trailer for this and nothing since.
No.
I mean, Dead Island 2, whatever. Dying Light 2 was announced.
Not at Gamescom.
Not at Gamescom, but I mean, it was recent.
It was at E3, yeah.
So,
quick note.
We know about that game.
Quick note. Control, August 27th.
okay.
Yeah. Day I fly out.
Was that Thursday?
No, that's a Tuesday.
Tuesday. Oh, Tuesday.
Yeah.
WoW Classic.
I'm flying out in the evening.
Yeah.
So, let's see. They've got, it's called The Cycle. I don't know. Jaeger I'm always interested in, if only for the fact that they did that game called The Line. Spec Ops The Line.
Oh, yeah.
Jaeger did that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Jaeger did that.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
Right?
Actually, I started replaying that one a little bit too, just because I forgot. Like
that's a game that flew
good
under
game.
the radar for a lot of folks.
Yeah, a lot of worth the price. I mean, I think it's super cheap now.
Well,
but
no, I got it because it was free on PlayStation Plus.
Okay.
And I picked it up, and then I learned about the white phosphorus scene.
Yeah.
Which is up all over YouTube. I mean, that had some impact, man.
Yeah.
And everything.
Did you play it?
I played it. I played a bit of it, but I know in the story that ever since that white phosphorus incident, the story just goes. Everything goes bad it goes downhill from there, man.
From what I understand, it's a great story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. Definitely.
I mean, there's like shell shock. I mean, the man breaks.
Oh yeah,
off of
completely.
that, man. And it just goes. It's bad for him the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Humankind was announced. That's Sega's 4X strategy game. That's Sega's Civilization.
Yeah.
Sega Civ.
Sony bought Insomniac Games. That was announced. It really wasn't announced. Gamescom was going on, but that's when it happened, was that Sony decided to buy Insomniac.
To which most people thought, oh, they didn't own that already?
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that they didn't. They obviously had some kind of contract with
yeah.
them because they worked on the
Spider-Man?
Was it Sly Cooper or yeah?
Yep.
The Sly Cooper series, which has always been PlayStation.
Yeah.
And then I forgot that they did do Sunset Overdrive for Xbox.
Right. There was that
But I
moment.
completely forgot about that
Yeah,
game.
I remember when they did that, and
Most
I
people
thought
forgot about that game.
I thought this was a thing where Insomniac said, "Yeah, look, we've got a little space in our contract here to do this, and we're going to do it for a different team instead of Sony." And so, but I swear I thought they were already owned, but obviously they are now. And so, yeah, and I can see why Spider-Man has done fantastic
Oh.
for Sony.
Yeah.
So I can totally understand why. What else do we have? Everspace 2 was shown off. I have a meeting.
That
with
looks
them.
interesting.
I have a meeting with them for Everspace 2 at PAX.
Yeah, that looks interesting.
I never played Everspace 1, but
Me
Everspace
neither,
2.
but I saw the video for it, and I'm like, all right.
Well, they're getting away
Pretty.
from the roguelike aspects of
Yeah.
the first one, which is good news for me because I don't necessarily know that I'm partial to that style of play.
I love those.
What else do we have? Final Fantasy VII Remastered was announced that it's releasing like next few weeks here.
Oh,
What day was that?
Was there a pushback?
No.
No. Okay.
September 3rd. A week from Tuesday.
Yeah.
It'll be available for $20, which I'm guessing they're doing it episodic, right?
I think I heard that.
Or is it
episodic?
just PlayStation remade, remastered, released?
I don't think so.
Found a way
It's
to do
weird
it.
because most remasters, especially something like that, would go for more than $20.
It's kind of what I thought, but
I mean,
yeah.
like the Resident Evil remaster was, what, 60?
Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 remaster
Yes.
collection
Yeah.
got a release
That
date.
I'm looking. Then I'll finally be able to have all Yakuzas
Yeah,
on PS4.
that's what I'm going for, having all of it, because I got 0. I got
One,
called
2.
Kiwami 1 and 2.
There's a
3,
specific
4,
reason
5.
I put this
Yeah.
in here, and it's for the
Yeah.
both of you. That's
And,
exactly why.
But I want physical
Yeah.
of it, but that's not going to be available till
And I got 6.
till early February.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
got-
so
I wonder if they're ever going to do that with the Yakuza Zombie.
Dead Souls.
Yeah.
Was that for? I think it was an expansion for 4. I think
it was.
it was an expansion for 4, and it was on PS3. I don't know if that's going to be thrown in there with it or not. I mean, if it's not, I mean, I'm fine with it because
It'd just
I'm
be
playing. I'm
interesting
wanting for
to
the story.
play.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I've always liked the Yakuza series.
yeah. And then you got to pick up a.
It's
Did
crazy.
you pick up a Judgment?
No.
Okay, yeah. Judgment is along that same vein. But I'll probably be picking that up. Price will probably drop later on. By the time I get around to it, it'll probably be like $25, $20 by that time I pick it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the same vein, so I want to pick that up and add that to my collection as well.
Yeah, the one of the other things that was they kind of again flew under the radar at the Gamescom was Sony published a title on Epic Game Store.
Yeah.
Ready, Set, Heroes. Now, I don't know anything about Ready, Set, Heroes, and I honestly don't think anybody's out there saying, oh, wow, I can't believe they put that out there. It's more the sense that Sony put a title on PC is sort of what we're looking at here. Let's see. Sean Layden suggested a change in the company's attitude toward third-party platforms, indicating that Sony first-party exclusives may see PC releases in the future. Ready, Set, Heroes doesn't fall into the category of a Sony first-party developed game. It is the first time a Sony game has appeared on the Epic Game Store and may signal a future openness to the platform.
Which had me thinking, what if PS5 is cross-platform with PC?
With PC? You know, that wouldn't...
Like you buy a game on PS5, it's PC as well, like Microsoft does.
Microsoft is so dominant in the PC market, though. I mean, I don't know. Sony feels like they have a... Sony either feels like they have a gigantic ego of, no, you can't have that, or a mother hen protectiveness of
But I mean, think about it. They
their
already
brand
have,
type of thing. One or the other, you know?
There's already an official Sony app through Windows.
Is there? I don't know.
Yeah. Like with Windows 10, it's specifically for Windows 10, but it's an app.
Still on 7. And I need to move.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
On Windows 10, there's a specific app that is made for by Sony for you to play on your Windows 10, but to remote to your PS4.
And do what with it?
Play.
So you can play on your PC, your PlayStation 4.
Pirate.
Is it streamed, that sort of thing?
Just like you did with the Vita.
Interesting.
It's the same thing.
Or just like you would do with, what did Steam do? Steam Connect or something?
Yeah,
What's that called?
It's the same thing. But it's
that
remote.
thing that I got and nobody ever uses, really?
Yeah, so I mean, it's like they've already put their...
They dipped their toe into the water
yeah,
of PC
so
play? Yeah.
Why not just continue?
I don't know. It's not a bad idea. I mean, I'm obviously... I want stuff like that between all the platforms. Like, let me play the games where I want to play them. Not necessarily... I understand the sense that if I have an Xbox game, I can't also play that on PS4. I would like to be able to play against people who have a PS4. I would like the open multiplayer aspect of it. I love what Microsoft does when you buy one of their titles and you also get the PC version. That's fantastic. I wish more people did that.
Yeah. Or
and they do that with their
where
first-party titles.
The save could go. Like if I have it on
cross-save, yeah.
Cross-save would be nice.
So basically, that's exactly kind of what I'm thinking here is that as we move into the next generation of consoles, both from Microsoft and Sony, and I would say even whatever Nintendo may have planned, not so much on Nintendo's side, only for the fact that there's another company who isn't necessarily protective of their IP, but you're unlikely to play with Mario on any other machine for the most part. I want to say they did let him get through on some stuff, I think, but I can't remember what it was. Or maybe I'm thinking of Sega when they put Sonic over there or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. I don't remember.
Yes, when Sega went to just publishing games instead of putting it
something
on
like
their
that.
consoles. Yeah, they just
regardless, as we move into these new systems, I am all about the open connectivity type stuff, where give me cross-buy, give me cross-play, give me the ability to play with my friends on other consoles or other platforms so that we can all sit there and play together, and I don't have to worry about, hey, what do you have? Well, I don't have that system, so I can't play with you on that system.
Yeah, man, the more ways to connect, the better.
You know?
Yeah.
That's really tough to do. And in going back to your point, if they do a PS5 where if you get the game on this system, you have it on this one, that seems not beneficial to Sony, because if you're on PC, just go ahead and buy the game, and you're not buying the console to play it on, and that's less money for them.
But it's, I mean, even if you're doing it with PS exclusives.
Right, but you still need the console to play it on.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is making it to where it works on PC. Because the PS5 is going to be a PC platform, basically.
Well, they're all PC platforms.
I know, but I'm saying like more strictly
towards
directly
that?
one-on-one.
Yeah, maybe.
And you can play just your PS4 game on your PS4, but you can also swap it to PC. I'm just saying, I think they're all going to be going towards that.
I think so, but I think they're also
to directly compete against Stadia.
Yeah, I think they're also going to, with the exception of Microsoft. Microsoft won't do this. Sony, I feel like they will require you to
own
a PS5 before you can play it on the PC. You know what I'm saying? And maybe I'm mixing the signals that you're trying to say here. Maybe
I see what you're saying. I just think they might change it up.
It just seems like they wouldn't do. Like, maybe they would implement that later down the line, but that just seems like we're going to lose the entire PC market because they'll just buy the games and we'll lose money on these on the consoles that these are to be played on.
And maybe it would be. I mean, it could be something to where it's like an emulated.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking out loud.
Yeah,
so if I'm saying something stupid here
I'm just throwing it out.
I haven't even read the chat room here. So if I'm saying something stupid that I don't realize it, I apologize.
And I'm right there with you. I'm just throwing it out. Just when they really were, they didn't push at all, really, the fact that you can play. And now that I'm looking on it, I didn't even know you could do it for Mac as well. Mm-hmm. It's for Windows and Mac, and
Well, if you look at Microsoft, they've got the Xbox Game Pass,
mm-hmm.
and the thing about that is, if you have the Xbox Game Pass and a console, you get the best of Windows 10 PC and the console. You get the best of both worlds. Because if you only have it on PC, there's only a certain amount of games that you can play. But if you also have the console, it opens up another almost like 50 or 60 games that you can play if you've got the console.
And that's more what I'm thinking Sony would try to imitate.
Right.
Directly.
Obviously, it's working for Microsoft, but then on the other end, Microsoft, like I said, they're so dominant on the PC. Like, you have to buy their operating system. Well, you don't have to, but you know what I mean. That there's so much control there. And I feel like Sony has very little control in that market. And I also feel like I don't know how they can get some of that control for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Without Microsoft getting involved.
I mean, they're kind of doing it now.
Sort of. They're just letting you play, though.
Yeah.
They're not letting you buy anything. They don't have a store yet. Mm-hmm. They're not letting you spend money through a Microsoft-enabled device to play a Sony game. Because that app's free, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You just have to own the PS4.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at Sony's past and some of their decisions that they've made as to why they won't do this or why they will do this. And I'm thinking, how are they going to justify it in the future to do this, coming from where they came from before? Mm-hmm. Something's got to be in there to where Sony gets a cut of this.
Yeah.
Or gets the cut that they want. Mm-hmm. In other words, negotiations to get... I mean, if we want to look at Disney and Sony, negotiations to be made, Sony's not going to let Microsoft have the upper hand on that. Mm-hmm. If it has to come to that. And I'm not saying it has to. But I don't know how any other way that it would, where they don't have to have some discussion of like, we allow this, but we get a cut of this every sale. I don't know. Maybe Microsoft's a good guy in this and says, no, you ain't going to pay us nothing. Go ahead.
I mean, they did push the initial cross-platform.
Right. Nobody wants to come out of this and look like the bad guy. Microsoft doesn't want to say, well, we were gonna let them do that, but we wanted to charge them a fee. They didn't want to do that, and then point back to where they said, hey, open up crossplay. We're all playing together. You're being all nice here, but now you're being a money-grubbing, greedy person over here. Mm-hmm. So nobody wants to look like the bad guy and deny the players, what they want, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I will tell you now, no business has any problem doing that if they're going to lose money on it. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. We'll see. That's a long-winded, speculative thing that we won't know anything about until not even probably next year, probably the year after next.
I really think that far?
Well, I know Microsoft will be ready to talk about something next year, maybe have something ready to go next year, but I don't think Sony will. I haven't thought about it. Yeah, I don't know. They did a fantastic job this past generation of being like, hey, this weekend it's the PS4. Next weekend we're going to release the Xbox One. Did they do that previous with the 360 and the PlayStation 3?
No, it was like 6 months.
There was a difference there, wasn't it? There was a gap.
Yeah. Because Xbox was Christmas, and then Sony was that following summer.
Really?
I believe so.
A console release? I don't remember.
I thought they were.
I feel like RJ's hitting the internet right now and going to look this up.
Now that was what, 2007?
It's going back.
6, 7.
Look
8,
up the release of the 360 and
I
the
believe it's
PlayStation 3.
2006 for the 360 because I think I was still in Europe at that time.
Okay. 06.
Yeah.
November of 06
for
in North
the
America for the PlayStation 3.
November of 06 for the PlayStation 3.
Mm-hmm.
Look up the 360.
Okay.
November 2005. So it was a year.
A year difference. I knew there was.
All right. I thought it was 6 months.
Well, I mean, I knew there was a difference. I didn't know it was I forgot it was a whole year difference.
Yeah, I forgot that too. So 2005, November 2005.
See? And so, I don't know. Given the things that we know and given what they've released, based on only that information right now, I would say that Microsoft is ready to go before Sony is. Now, Sony may have kept plenty of things under wrap and they'll be ready as well. I don't know. But I'm just saying, based on what's been revealed and what's been said, Microsoft seems ready to go before Sony does for the next generation hardware. And we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I think next year we'll know more about what Microsoft is going to do and might even have a system on our hands come the end of next year. Maybe Sony will surprise us. I mean, there's plenty of time between now and then for Sony to have more sort of, I would say, controlled leaks of things. We already saw what we thought was a dev kit, and what seems to be confirmed as a dev kit. Yeah.
It looks interesting
for the next PlayStation. So that's obviously out in the wild. But Sony has still said nothing at all. Officially, they've said nothing. Whereas Microsoft talked about it at E3 this past year. So we'll see. We got to take a break here. When we come back, I'm going to run down some of the games that I'll be seeing at PAX.
I wanted to talk Death Stranding.
I know. I was going to say we'll find some time in there to talk about Death Stranding, which we'll see. I don't want to say anything yet. I don't know about this track coming up next. It's not as descriptive as the others have been. This is called Thunder Bluff. What is this?
That is the Tauren.
The Tauren?
Tauren.
The Tauren.
Tauren, yeah.
Okay.
Man cows. They're just...
Is it a race?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a race.
Yeah, they're the Tauren race. Yeah, sorry. They're just, two-legged cows, basically.
Cows that walk upright?
Mm-hmm.
Think of a minotaur.
Yeah, it's like a minotaur, yeah, basically.
All right.
And that's their, when you enter their home city, that's the music that plays for them.
Okay. Does it moo?
That is a constant joke of.
Is it? I don't know.
You can actually do a /moo emote, and so everyone knows.
All right. We'll come back with more here on In-Game Chat right after this. Wait. There it goes. I totally clicked the button. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. All this music comes to you from Nate, who wanted to celebrate the release of WoW Classic.
Thanks, Nate.
This is called Iron Forge. I'm guessing another place...
Lion City.
Okay.
For the dwarves.
I don't know any of this stuff. So
They're the blacksmiths, right?
Yeah, they're dwarves.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
It's like saying, hey, the elves are the archers, right? Yeah, they're elves.
Yeah.
That's like default, like fantasy tropes.
Okay.
something I meant to go over here before we took a break was that GameStop has drastically reduced their basically their workforce, I guess. 120 corporate staff positions let go.
Wow.
Was it management they were letting go, or just
workers, or like store clerks?
Well, these changes are. Let's see. They laid off over 100 employees, both at its corporate headquarters and at other offices, including the Game Informer magazine as well.
Yeah.
I haven't read Game Informer in years.
Nearly half of the editorial staff lost their jobs in a surprise cut this past week.
I mean, with the exception of recently, I haven't been in a GameStop in about a year or so.
I go there sporadically every now and then.
I have no desire to.
Yeah.
I haven't been in a while. I used to go in there and look for some of their cheapo collectible stuff.
Not games, because...
I really wouldn't go in for games. I mean...
collectibles.
Yeah.
Basically...
GameStop exclusive limited edition collectibles, things like that.
Yeah, some of their statues and stuff they might have for cheap or something. They might have reduced price on, and I would be like, ooh, that looks good.
I did pick up a Black Series Chopper from Star Wars, so that's kind of neat. I like Chopper.
Yeah. I haven't bought...
But yeah, other than that...
I haven't bought a game from GameStop in a while.
No, it's been...
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, really?
Steelbook.
Same.
Okay.
That was the only place that was selling it.
Yeah. I think the last thing I got from GameStop was Bloodstained.
The Steelbook edition of that game was only available at GameStop. I don't say it was only available there because everybody else is sold out. No, it was exclusive
to GameStop.
Yeah.
So that would be the last game that I bought from them. So
I don't even remember the last game I bought from them.
What did you want to talk about with Death Stranding? We got we got like a 18-minute video or a 30-minute video? I don't know what we got.
No.
Less than that,
Two
right?
clips.
Yeah.
3 clips.
But it was gameplay that we hadn't really...
Well, it was two videos were character introductions, just showing you what those characters, like the first time meeting or whatever. Kind of like the other video that was released for Hartman.
Was this the first time we got actual, like, here's regular gameplay of this?
Yes, for the third video that was shown.
Right.
It showed, what's his name?
Where he, like, wakes up off the ground and he checks his baby and then he uses the ladder and then he pees.
In which he says, this isn't going to be...
Of course, because it's a Kojima game.
Kojima,
Yeah. In which, he said this they weren't going to show anything, but they were going to save it for the other event. What's the other gaming...
Tokyo Game Show?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where they're going to show the actual
I'm
gameplay.
sure, yeah.
So people got mad, like, this looks like crappy gameplay. Well, it wasn't actually supposed to show, like, the highlights of the gameplay and such. But, yeah, so technically, yes, that was, like, the first time they've shown actual gameplay of it. But, yeah, so I was curious if you guys watched it at all.
I did.
Because I know you said, Matt, I know you said that you were confused by everything.
I'm still am, but, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it still doesn't necessarily
No.
I'm going to be that way because it's a Kojima game.
Correct.
explain much about what's going on.
And apparently there's a floor video that they haven't shown that's only if you were at Gamescom that was supposed to actually give you story details.
Somebody was on the floor of Gamescom and caught some footage of some other game. Oh, the Avengers. That's what it was.
Gotcha.
Because we got the whole opening Avengers segment from Squeenix, and apparently there was more shown off if you were on the show floor, and you could actually somebody did some videotaping of that.
Yep.
Did anybody watch those? That
No.
18 minutes of Marvel Avengers? Okay.
Nope.
No.
All right. It's very hard to make superhero games.
Yeah.
Because when Hulk was doing Hulk stuff in that game,
Limited.
seems to be, right?
Yeah.
Like he was grabbing people out of the leg and smashing them. I'm like, these people should be mush. Why are they getting up? I mean, maybe there's some way it's explained, but the other part of it is that I don't understand is, I mean, that's where the difficulty comes from, right?
I've been saying that about lightsabers.
Lightsabers
for how
is
long?
the same situation.
Yeah, you get a lightsaber, it should slice off, body parts in one hit.
It just knocks them down.
Yeah.
Right.
There shouldn't be any health meters. It should just be like, all right, they're dead.
They've lost their arm.
That's a problem. That's a situation that's hard to get around. It's exactly why Superman's a hard game to develop.
Yeah, I was about to mention Superman. The last Superman game I played was at one of the arcade years back. I mean, how do you get all those powers implemented properly in a current gen game?
I mean, as terrible as the game was, the idea of the city being your health bar, somewhat interesting. Because other than that, how would you do it properly?
Yeah.
When you have basically an invincible hero.
Yeah.
Going over my PAX schedule on Friday. What game is this? Well, I don't know. It's from E-Line Media. And I don't know what this is for. I'm going to have to look that up. That's annoying. I know where to go. But it's booth 5108, but I don't know what that's for. E-Line Media. I have no idea what they're
Beyond
doing.
Blue?
Beyond what?
Beyond Blue? Is
I don't
their
know.
next
Eon,
game to
like
come on?
EON?
Yeah, no,
Beyond.
E-Line
Oh,
Media.
E-Line Media.
Yeah. I don't think it's Beyond Blue.
That comes out
Let's see.
2019.
Is it the end? I don't know. It's not Never Alone. I didn't know they did Never Alone, but they did. You know what? Maybe it is Beyond Blue. That may be what it is. The underwater thing.
Mm-hmm.
That may be what that is. I had already forgotten. What else? Pillow Castle Games. Well, this is not going to be fun because normally this tells me what it is I'm going to see. But this does not.
Yeah, I mean, that's the latest thing for E-Line.
Yeah. And then Pillow Castle Games has... Trying to figure this out as we go along.
Mm-hmm.
What was it?
Pillow Castle Games. Oh, wow, they did a... What is it? Oh, is that... Yeah. Superliminal. It's a game called Superliminal.
Okay.
This is really interesting. It's not even physics puzzle.
Is that the one with the size?
Mm-hmm.
The ratios?
Yes.
Yep. That would look really cool.
So
Especially for VR.
basically, when you look at something in the distance, it's very small. And then when you get up close to it, it's whatever the size is.
Mm-hmm.
But if you grab it at that size and then bring it back, it gets bigger, it stays that size, or something like that. It's an optical puzzle type thing. You can look it up online, Superliminal, and you'll see the trailer for
So
it.
as long as you're holding it, it stays that same size?
I'm not exactly sure on the
I posted
mechanics.
it in chat.
Yeah, he just posted the trailer in there. I'm not exactly sure of the mechanics and how it works. See, that's really... I'm watching the trailer now, and I'm like, that's really interesting, and I can't figure it out what he's doing there.
Okay, it looks like, yeah, that's what it looks like. As long as you're holding it, as long as you're clicking on it, it's going to stay the same size. Because he fits something that shouldn't fit in something else.
That's an interesting
Yeah.
trailer.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't
'cause-
see this trailer.
Yeah, because now he walked away from the trailer itself, and he just dumped it in the trash. That's interesting.
I missed this.
Yeah, it's
trippy.
really interesting.
Line the puzzle up so you can grab hold of it, yeah.
Yeah, stuff like this is always... I've always been fascinated by people who come up with ways of how do you do this, you know?
Oh, that shouldn't happen.
Yeah, right?
You got a Barbie house, and now you're walking around in it like it's a actual house.
See? He puts it
Yeah.
down, and then it's like, oh, it's gigantic now, and you can walk through it.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. So I'm looking forward to seeing that game.
Superliminal. Okay.
Superliminal, yeah. Another game called Phaland, F-A-E-L-A-N-D. That is a
Fairies.
side-scrolling platformer that I'll be taking a look at.
I mean, Phaland, is that fairies?
I believe,
Yeah,
it
okay.
is. Yeah, it
All
is. It is. This is a new space game from Rockfish Games.
Rockfish.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
What's the name of it?
It says a new space game from Rockfish Games.
Okay.
So, I know, right? This has been great for me to tell you all of this stuff.
Is that Everspace?
Everspace 2?
If it is, then I've double booked. Then another game called Backbone that I'll be checking out. There's a lot of indie games that I'm looking
that's
at. by the
Everspace
way.
too.
Is that Everspace too? Okay, that's Everspace too. There's a game called Backbone that I'm looking at, which is a noir detective thing, but with animals. So,
Sure.
see whatever that is.
Sounds like Anthro.
All right, my first impression, it kind of looks like a furry game.
Oh, does it?
That's what it sounds like. You
I
said
mean, that's not what it is, but it just...
I was more interested in the detective aspect of it, the whole like
but
solve the mystery.
Yeah, but the
thing.
description you said sounds like it's a Anthro
'Cause,
based
like-
film noir
Right,
type
yeah.
detective story.
Because the main characters are foxes.
Oh, jeez.
Well,
There you go. It's
All right.
it's Sam and Max.
Hey, don't bring Sam and Max into that.
the other one I'm looking at is a game called A Fold Apart. This is, think of the Mad Magazine style
Yeah, where
things.
you fold them together and
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have different levels. So you have, if you're looking at one screen, and that's the level, you can flip that screen over and see the level behind it. And then you can fold the level in order to solve the puzzle to get through to the next level type of thing.
Sure.
I'm watching a video.
Yeah.
Oh. You know, it kind of reminds me of is Tearaway.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Game called Project Witchstone.
That stone.
Witchstone.
Yeah. That stone. Which stone? That stone.
It's like a puzzle
cracked
game. Sounds like a
myself
puzzle game.
No.
What is it?
It's kind of like
These are all things I should have easily just, gone over this stuff.
kind of like
with
a story-driven Diablo.
Oh, like a Torchlight?
this. That's right.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Torchlight.
Jamestown Plus is another one that I'll be seeing. A game called Neon Noodles.
I like the name.
Right?
That should be like a name of someone in our chat room.
Neon Noodles is, you start off small with like these robots that cook a meal. And, they put a tile down and that's like, here's the fish. And then you put the fish on the knife, which cuts up the fish. You put the fish in the roll, which rolls up the fish. And then you got to put the rice and steam that. Then you mix them together and you make the food. Well, eventually it becomes this gigantic thing of all these robots doing these things in tandem with each other. But it's a puzzle thing. You have to figure out how the efficient way to go about it to make the meal, basically.
Like a giant robotic Rube Goldberg food device?
It's interesting, yeah. This is one of the reasons I booked an appointment.
Little robots, huh?
Yeah, you'd have to look it up.
Honestly, it reminds me exactly of Overcooked.
Yeah,
You ever played that? So it totally looks
which I'm going to be seeing Overcooked 3.
Oh.
No. It's Cook Serve Delicious.
Yes.
Is that what that is?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Cook Serve Delicious 3 is another one. Oh, Merge Games. I don't know what they've got. It did not tell me. This is bad. I hate when that happens. That's Merge Games. That's on Friday. I don't know what. Saturday is much less heavy on this one. Creature in the Well. I'll be taking a look at that game. Another game called The Veil. And another game called Falcon Age, which is basically you raising a falcon. I know. Another game called Round Guard.
On their Twitter, this is Merge Games. Sorry.
Oh.
They said they're going to be showing off Sparkle Light and Stranded Sails.
Stranded Sails. That's the one I'm seeing. Then a game called Round Guard. I don't know what that is. Moving over. That's on Saturday. On Sunday, be looking at a game. What is this one? Spirit Fair, which we saw at E3 from some company. I can't remember if it was Microsoft or Sony, or no, it wasn't Sony. It must have been Microsoft that showed it off, but it's a game called Spirit Fair. Then another game called BDSM.
You should really be into Round Guard.
Right? It looks like a pinball game.
I mean, that's what it says. It's a dungeon crawler with pinball physics.
Exactly.
And that should be...
And that's why I picked it.
Let's go back to...
This one's called
Yes?
Big Drunk Satanic Massacre.
Close enough.
And that's why it's called that.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leave that at that.
Jet Cave Adventure is another one. Cave spelled with a K for some reason.
Oh, that's crazy.
Basically, you're a caveman who finds a jetpack, and then it's a platformer. So there you go. Then I'm going to see something called Turbo Play. Turbo Play is not a game.
Oh.
It's a game store. It's an online storefront.
Like Green Man or...
Kind of, but it's
right.
brand new, and I don't know anything about it, but I'm like, sure, I'll take a look at your store. No problem there. Then I'm seeing
BDSM looks fascinating.
right?
Looks like a ripoff of Doom.
It does. But it's like top down, like Smash TV with Doom.
Or what was it? Load and for the original PlayStation, like Reloaded.
Loaded. Yeah, the top down shooter.
Yeah.
We're trying to break out. Yeah.
And then there's a game called Minute of Islands that I'll be looking at.
I think Loaded was received pretty well, but Reloaded not so much. Yeah.
Is that your?
That's most of my schedule there. Some of them haven't gotten back in touch with me to book any other appointments, but it's a lot of stuff. And I'm also going to be seeing games just all over the floor that I'm trying to play and look at. So plenty of stuff going on. I have not done a roll call. Let me do that. I can't click on the thing because the camera's blocking it from where we have Nate's camera's attached to my laptop.
Okay.
It's my fault.
It was covering up the icon for me to use. AC Wraith, Arioka, Commander Root, Drunk Degenerates, Green Sticky Stuff, Lethal Migraine, Lurks, Mumnut. Oh, I haven't seen Mumnut in a while. Yeah. S1 Fakish, Stephen Van Dam, V&K, and
He's going to be playing Classic WoW.
Virgo Pros hanging out in the chat room. All right, everybody, we got to wrap it up.
Before we go, I just want to say real quick, I'm going to be at Dragon Con this upcoming weekend. Well, next weekend when we're gone.
Right.
So if anyone's in Atlanta at Dragon Con, I'll be doing my Star Wars thing, either my TIE pilot or my officer, or just in civvy clothes. But come see me. If you say, hey, I listened to you on in-game chat.
Or avoid them.
First drink. I was going to say, first drink's on me, but you could avoid me and I won't buy you a drink.
No stormtrooper? Or still working on the ventilation for that outfit?
It's too hot, man.
Yeah.
Atlanta and...
Wow.
Atlanta in August.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going with comfortable this time. With all the people in Dragon Con, now I'm going comfort.
Okay.
So come see me. I'll buy you a drink.
If you're going to PAX, let me know. Would love to meet.
Scott will buy you a drink too.
Maybe. Thanks, everybody, for joining us.
Or avoid him.
Yeah, you can do that, too. I remember, what was that guy that avoided me?
Oh, yeah.
James.
No, he was one of our listeners
Yes.
who showed up there, and he totally avoided me.
Who was that? I don't think I've ever seen him since.
I haven't seen him in a while. He used to hang out in the
did you
chat
do?
room, and he used to watch us all the time, and he would interact. He would call in. And he told me, yeah, I went to PAX. And I was like, dude, why didn't you tell me I was there? And he was like, no, I didn't want to. I don't know if it's an anxiety thing. He just didn't want to do it. I don't know what it was.
Never meet your heroes.
Forgot about
You remember that?
Yeah, that was so weird. Sorry if you're listening.
Yeah. Anyway, have a great one, everybody. We've got a Destiny. We opened up our Destiny 2 clan Discord. So that is ready to go if you want to get a clan for Destiny 2 coming up in the next few weeks, I guess, when it goes free to play. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you 2 weeks from today. Go ahead.
This is the
theme song.
Theme song, yes.
Yes.
Theme. It just says theme.
Yeah, it's the WoW theme song. We got to go. Bye, everybody.
Bye.